Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center and to the world of magic and miracles. Living in this part of the world, once again, is absolutely heaven for me. I woke up to a beautiful day where I live in just north of here in Solvang. As I drove through the mountain, came out to the ocean, it was completely foggy. And then just as I came into Santa Barbara, it was sunny again. And the green, again, that I drove through, the green hills before I got to the ocean were just magnificent. My awareness and sensitivity to nature has always been very much present in my life, but it feels like it's grown over the years, especially these last few years. There's something about that feeling that I get that when I sit in this chair, so often I just have to share it. And the words never feel like they're enough. So it's really fun to know that all of us transmit way beyond our words. So I look forward to each and every one of you watching, receiving the transmission of this beautiful earth. And I've always enjoyed the birds and the animals. And I wanted to share a recent experience I had. So lately I've been very tuned in to bird songs, the small birds that sing out in the wild, as well as every once in a while, maybe watching a movie or something, there will be this very light music as background music in a movie that has been catching my attention more than I ever remember. And it may just be a short piece. I was noticing the other night, one of the pieces had flute, and I was trying to actually pick out the instruments because this particular, it's short pieces of music will just send me to what feels like home. It's something where I almost want to just record it and put it on repeat and just play it. So along with that is my love of hearing birds, special sounds, those sounds that you might hear when you wake up in the morning just outside your window. It's really special when it's like the sun hasn't even risen. It's just the sky is just starting to get light. Everything is absolutely quiet. And this little bird will just start to sing like it's just singing for you. And the other day, I think it was last week, I woke up before I actually wanted to get up. And as I lay back down to bed, of course, this amazing bird, I don't know if I've ever heard it, at least outside my window, started to sing. And it just, the whole time I was laying there in bed, before I was ready to get up, he just kept singing. And I had set my alarm, and it went off, and I started to get up to go about my day, and he stopped. He stopped singing. It was kind of amazing to me to have that experience. And then I've often spoken about on this broadcast, one of the things I love most about where I live right now is my ability, because of my work schedule, to actually have an hour or so where I can sit in my living room on the sofa with my cup of coffee in hand and just look out over this beautiful town of Solvang. There's a windmill in my view, a couple of copper top roofs, very quaint little village. But then off in the distance are the hills. Now they're green, rolling hills with oak trees. And a little bit closer in are some rather tall trees that are maybe a half a block from the apartment. And I've noticed before, as you know, as winter comes and these are deciduous trees and they lose their leaves, how when a tree has mistletoe, it's a big bunch of, looks like leaves. Well, it turns out as I was sitting having coffee, I noticed a red-tailed hawk fly into it. And I realized they're nesting. There's a nest right in my view. It couldn't be more perfect. It's just where I'm sitting. I saw a second hawk join the first hawk in this big bunch of what looks like mistletoe. And of course, because that's where they're nesting, I love how they soar when they just take off and then they get on the wind and then they just soar and circle. And so it's all happening right like it was put there just for me to experience. It's really quite amazing. So that's just some little examples of how we can, and we do, create our own future. It's continuing. It's something that's going on. It's not with thought. It's simply impulse of having in a moment, saying, oh, this is my preference, or I like this, or having a response to something that you know feels right for you. And next thing you know, it shows up in your experience. So what I'm feeling and seeing is all of us creating this beautiful future. And yet it's very unique for each of us. We can be two people in the same spot and have a completely different experience of life in that moment, because that's how we are. And the more you allow yourself this beautiful, relaxed awareness as you travel out into the outer reaches of the universe, while at the same time being very much here on planet Earth. It's quite an experience, but you'll feel the beauty of it. It's a really magical feeling. And as you travel out, you see things from a distance. Everything becomes very quiet, except for maybe that feeling that you get if you've ever heard it or paid attention to it, that amazing sound. I think it happens most strikingly for me when you're, say, up on a mountaintop with pine trees growing and the wind is blowing in the tops of the trees, that beautiful hushing sound. If you've heard it, you'll know of which I speak, but that was the sensation that I felt as I was describing this place when you're connected to your twin, to your origin, sitting at the right hand of your creator at the same time that you're here on planet Earth. It's quite an amazing experience. And there is this knowing. It's just this knowing. That gives you absolute comfort and peace, at the same time excitement, because you're seeing your beautiful future. You're more than seeing it. For me, I feel it as well. I know forever I've always known and been a bit curious about actually how I feel so much how do I describe this? in experiences like I'm sharing right now, in connecting with a person on the other side of the planet, or connecting with someone not so far away. Oh, there's infinite ways in which these feelings come through. And I just realized it's a communication. It's the feeling I'm speaking about is the way, it's like a communication channel. So there's not words, it's not through the brain. It's very satisfying. You're never looking for the right word because there aren't any. But you get this feeling in your being of confirmation. It's like a thumbs up feeling when you know it's just perfect. So these feelings of perfection in life are just growing and will continue to grow as each and every one of us has reached a new level in being able to support one another, especially here in this physical existence. As David Bess so eloquently shared yesterday, our recent coming together of our family, extended family this weekend, was so exquisite. But these feelings of which I speak again that was what I was experiencing this weekend. It's a feeling of connection and support and love that I don't know that I've ever experienced before on planet Earth. And these feelings and this kind of experience are now becoming more and more available to everyone. And this will be and is the new value system, the new standard for how we are here, humanity on Earth. The external things that have become quite a focus here are starting to drop away in importance. It's this connection. It's this beautiful way in which we support one another. That's what this is all about. It's the joy and the beauty of this incredible life experience that we've chosen to have here on planet Earth. And we're extending it a bit more than it's ever been to at least 125 years. So there's a lot more to come. There's a lot to play with. Have fun in the creation of your own brilliant future. And may each and every one of you always find reasons to celebrate. And on that note, I wish and send each and every one of you the most perfect life, perfect health, and magic future. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Genya.